So decided to go out and do some magnet fishing this afternoon. Just jumped on the bicycle just to take my mind off work and just, it's nice to do something other than, your day to day routine. So getting out and doing some magnet fishing is really actually quite therapeutic. Um, so also jumping on your bicycle, it's good for your body and your mind, doing a bit of exercise. So I do actually get a lot of exercise running my gardening business, but it's different type of exercise. you know, it's less of a chore when you're on your bike. It's not like you have to do it to make money. So we've been through all the lockdown and everything, and haven't been out here for about 9 months. Magnet fished this twice, so I really didn't think I'd find anything. I'd be very surprised if I found anything at all. But I thought, yeah, I'd give it a go. It's better than heading all the way out, um, miles away in the car. I didn't really want to do that. So just about to find something here. So it's I had a look at it. Thought first of all I thought it was a radar detector, and then secondly I thought it was something else, and then it turned out it's actually a battery compartment pack for a probably a radio controlled boat or maybe a radio controlled car. So I'm using my 200 kilogram double sided, and I'm filming it on my new GoPro Hero 8. Just found a homemade fish hook and pulled out a bar stool. Now that was a surprise. Probably came from the local bar, which is just basically there's a couple of them just across the roadway. I mean, it really makes you wonder why people would throw stuff into a waterway, and especially when there's like ducks and things. But it takes all sorts of people to make a world. I mean, tipping fees is very expensive, and then what they used to have was an inorganic rubbish collection every year, and the typical councils can that. What they do now is they tell people that they have to phone up on a specific date and leave all the rubbish and stuff on their property. Now, really, what happened was that it's been going for years, and a lot of other people who collect scrap metal, metal merchants and things, would troll the streets continually and take all the stuff that was of value. And they just troll and troll and troll the streets non-stop for the period of time that the inorganic rubbish was out, which is like it's fair enough. I mean, and they'd fill up their trucks full of the stuff, but then when the council would come through with their big trucks to take the stuff, there'd be nothing of any value left. There'd be just the rubbish. So, the council's like, well, we're doing this, but we're not making any money. And at the end of the day, yeah, we pay our rates and everything else like that. But it just kind of escalated to the point where they were told that it was illegal to collect this stuff that was put out, and people weren't permitted to do so. And but people still would go out and take the waste or the scrap metal and stuff like that, and go through, and they take other things that they would free cycle or recycle up, or some people would actually find some things and be like, one man's trash is another man's treasure. So I've taken something before that somebody's put out on the road and cleaned it up and fixed it up, and I've actually recycled a few mowers before, and made some good money out of restoring some old mowers and giving them a complete new life again. So, and I'd actually even got a couch which was way too good for it to be thrown out. It was near new, but it had two broken springs in and a broken leg and had a bad stain on it. So I fixed that up within a couple of hours. I spent putting some new spring in the foam and fixed the bottom of it and gave it a really good shampoo, and it came out like new. And now my pet cats absolutely adore the couch. So but anyway, but yeah. So I pretty much cleaned this whole pond out single-handedly. Um, Something that the council would not do because you know but I'm planning on doing some more magnet fishing. This is actually the second day of spring. I filmed this about 2 weeks ago, and now New Zealand's in level 1, um, which is very little restriction. Basically, it's like back to normal life, but we just have to be a bit careful. Just remember that there is still the virus coming into the country, and the people are going to isolation. But like what happened, recently, the virus escaped out of the quarantine process and then started spreading around again. So, you know, there's some historic cases as well that people, that do arise. So you've always got to just think, there's always that possibility that there could be somehow the virus could have got back into the um, back out there into the community, and you just have to be careful, kind of deal. But I'm still doing hand sanitizing and social distancing, um, even though it's not law at the moment to do so. You don't have to keep the 2 meters, and you don't have to wear a mask and stuff like that. But I'm just being extra careful. Um, it's like magnet fishing now. You got to be careful of all the bacteria and the stuff in the water, because there's all these ducks and stuff in here, and it's full of duck poo and pollution and stuff like that. So you got to be careful. You could pick up botulism. You could pick up probably typhoid. You could pick up terrible things. Probably just as bad, or even you could even probably pick up a, a bacterial infection from this kind of water. So it's the same kind of thing. You got to wear gloves and you hand sanitize, and you certainly wouldn't eat anything until you washed your hands thoroughly and stuff like that. So it's kind of common sense at the end of the day. So, because I rode my bike out, didn't want to have to bring the car and the trailer and everything like I did the other time. I thought, well, I'll just dump the I'll just dump the stuff by the rubbish bin. The council man comes round and clears the rubbish bin daily, round in the park. So if they have an issue with the fact that I've cleaned out the pond and I put some stuff by the rubbish bin, what's the world coming to at the end of the day? So it's their job anyway to clean the place out. So the council, and what do we pay our rates for? So it goes on these services, and rates are blooming expensive as. So, and we've still been paying our rates throughout all the lockdowns and everything like that. So, and it's not cheap. So but yeah, so I'm filming on the GoPro Hero 8, and I've got it in a Lanzi metal cage, they call it, and you can add filters onto that cage. and it's in the GoPro original head mount, and it's filmed in 1080. I could do it in 4K, but my computers and editing software is not actually capable of processing 4K. You need huge amounts of RAM and huge amounts of memory. And the editing software I use is just the standard stuff that came with my computer. So I haven't got the money at the moment to upgrade. So I bought the GoPro because I actually used to film with my Samsung S5, and I thought, well, shall I upgrade my phone, or shall I, which is perfectly still fine, it's still a modern phone, but obviously they're on the S20 now. So I just decided, no, I'll just keep my phone. It's perfectly fine, good condition, and carry on using that, and I'll get a Hero GoPro. Now, like anything, I'll buy the Hero 8, and then a couple of weeks later the Hero 9 comes out. But that's just how it is. Yeah, well, so yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.